All right, so what did we do today? Today, well, so I fit the hub. I wanted to see how it fit to the front spindle. So I got that on there, and then put the nut on. And it is actually a 36 millimeter nut. So I had to buy a new socket because the one that comes off the donor, well, off my donor was 35. So I had to buy a 30, but luckily at Lowe's they have those. So I installed the bushings in the differential. So what I had to do was buy AC Delco makes the rubber bushings with the steel case, and then I heated it up, pushed the rubber bushing out with my shop press, and then put in the Prothane bushing. And the Prothane bushing has it's this centerpiece spacer and then this cup piece that I guess grabs the, you know, the rear control, upper control arm better. So I got that installed. Used the Maximum Motorsports installation tool. I don't know if you can see that there. Maximum Motorsports installation tool, which you can use to remove the bushings and install them. They tell you not to take the steel part out for the Prothane kit, but I had to take it out to paint it. So you can easily just install them back in again with that. I think they're assuming you don't have that tool, so it's much easier to not to remove them and not have the tool. So, but remember, heat, map gas heat on the bushing casing, and it'll slide right out. Once if you use your shop press. What else? Got the gear oil, 80 W90 gear oil. I bought some Lucas. I'm gonna put that in tomorrow with 4 ounces of friction modifier. I got some Staley friction modifier. Also got a new cover for the back because my cover was a little dented, which came with the gasket. And then you have to RTV it per the owner's manual. Now mine didn't even have a gasket on it, so it works without a gasket because mine wasn't leaking. So, yeah, I'm going to install brakes, rear brakes tomorrow. I'm going to try to finish up that front and put the front brakes on and get they want you to do all the brakes and stuff before you install the rear end. I'm not sure why, but they want you to. So, yeah, that's it for today. So, if you were just watching that sequence of video there, I was putting on front brakes. So what I've done to this point is I went and, so I got my upper control arm redone. The ball joint, which I did a separate video on the problems with the ball joint, so that you know, so go ahead and check that video out as well. This is fully seated now, and like I said in the video, I'm going to tack weld it. So if you didn't watch that video and get that explanation, that's essentially what I'm going to do. It went in pretty rough, but it went in all the way. So I'm gonna go with that. Next time I would do, from what I've read online, people like the Howe ball joint, which I think you can get on Summit, and you can find the part number online. I would go with that ball joint next just to see. Then I tightened the nuts down, the pivot, I think they call them the pivot nuts, just to get them snugged up. I put some anti-seize on them, and they went on a little bit better than the other ones did, made some noise when I went on. So use some, I think the key here with a lot of this stuff is use anti-seize as a lubricant, and it'll help get things on. Then I went and I torqued, or actually, excuse me, I put the hub on and torqued the nut there. Had to buy a big torque wrench. You're gonna need at least up to, that one there is a 1/2 inch drive, 50 to 250 foot-pound torque wrench. You can get it at Lowe's, it's Craftsman. It's calibrated, so no reason why you shouldn't be able to trust it. And then that's a 36 millimeter nut, which again, Lowe's has the socket 36 millimeter for like $8. Torque that, put the cap on, put a little grease on the spindle shaft. Then I torqued, after I got that on, I torqued the ball joint. One of the things that make sure when you put your, I don't know if you can see it, but make sure when you put your cotter pin, when you put the ball joint in the spindle adapter, you align the cotter pin whole, because if it's sideways, like mine was over there on that side, you can't put the cotter pin in. So make sure that it's aligned, you know, this way, not this way, and then you can put the cotter pin in. So torqued upper ball joint here and the lower ball joint there. Put the cotter pins in, so those are torqued. Let's see what else I do. Like I said, put the cover on, and then I installed the brakes. These are 13-inch Cobra brakes from SVE, or Late Model Restoration Supply. That's their brand. This is the left side one, and then I put the right side one on here. So the video sequence, you're gonna see me putting that one on. And it's easier to take the caliper assembly apart, install the bracket, and then you can slide this in like this and down and put the pin in down here, and that holds the caliper in. And it spins, you know, spins pretty good there. So that, in the manual, at least, at this point, you're done with the front. They don't have you put the steering rack in yet. I can't even put my steering rack in because I haven't gotten it yet. But that would be, you know, would connect to the tie rod to here. Steering rack goes here, and then tie rod to there. These are for the sway bar, which will come later, I would imagine. I still need to grease everything and adjust these adjustments, which you have to do some measurements. So I need to get some calipers so that I can measure this correctly now that I have all that installed, and then grease everything, which I might wait till it's sitting on itself to grease, so that you don't have this crazy bend in the ball joint covers there, and the grease can kind of fill that a little bit better. Yeah, so that's it for the front, and now I'm going to be working on the rear. I'm going to seal that up. I got a new cover, seal that up, install the control arms, install the, I think they call it the traction lock parts, and then install the rear end. So that's it for now. You know, I'm not going to say for today because I'm probably going to do more work, but that's it for now. Yeah, so there you go.